So this webinar is about using essential oils for massage, and specifically we're going to talk about one clinical approach to using essential oils to help kind of enhance overall health. So before we get started, I do want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I am an Army wife. I've been a registered nurse for 8 years. I have a master's degree in nursing education. I'm a certified holistic health coach, a natural health educator, a wellness advocate. I love me some essential oils, and I've done lots of research, and I'm also a certified network marketing coach. As you can see, my hair is no longer purple. I apologize, but I love what I do, and I'm super excited to share with you guys. Little disclaimer, I'm not a massage therapist. However, with my training as a holistic health coach, have a lot of understanding about the body as a nurse, and about energy and essential oils and kind of how it all flows together. And so I'm really excited to share this and also to learn from you guys. So I'm really excited. So our intentions are pretty simple. We're going to talk quickly about what essential oils are and how they're beneficial, how they can help enhance massage and why massage is so great. We're going to talk specifically about the technique that I have spotlighted here and how it's used. And then we're going to talk about how you can kind of get these oils or get this kit and how you can possibly even add it in if you have your own massage business. So quick disclaimer. None of these statements have been evaluated by the FDA. We don't intend to prevent, treat, or cure disease, but I want to make something very clear. Your lifestyle choices help to prevent disease. Your doctor treats symptoms and fixes broken parts, and your body is the one that cures disease. We need to learn how to give our body what it needs so that it can heal itself, and using massage in certain ways with essential oils to supplement is a great way to do that. So really quickly, I just want to say if you have any questions, at the end I will absolutely give time to answer any questions. We'll get through kind of the formal part, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. We can kind of run back to things if we need to, no worries. So what is an essential oil? Essential oils are natural aromatic compounds found in plants. They are essentially the lifeblood of the plant. They are what the plant uses to protect itself. Or to, for its own immune system. So what we do is we take those plants and we either steam distill or cold press, and we only cold press our citrus oils, but everything else gets steam distilled. And we extract those oils to use them for our own health benefits. So you end up with these powerful, safe benefits without side effects. And the reason you don't have side effects, if you look at that little drawing on the right, is that essential oils are so natural that they're actually able to pass through the natural protective barrier of the cell, which is the cell membrane. And so because essential oils can pass through the cell membrane, not only can they affect any kind of threats that we have inside our cells, but that we can actually affect the overall function of the cell and improve it and bring it back to baseline, back to normal. And then essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herb itself. So think of peppermint. The comparison I have is that it takes 28 cups of peppermint tea to equal the benefits of 1 drop of peppermint oil. So that's how incredibly powerful they are, but yet they end up, you have the safety of how natural they are without any kind of added side effects. So I'm just going to make sure everybody's muted. Awesome. So in terms of the benefits of massage by itself, there is a reality of what we call energy transference. So our bodies give off energy in the same way that everything gives off energy, and essential oils themselves actually have an energy wavelength. And so you get that transfer of energy between the masseuse or masseur and the person receiving, and it creates this feeling of comfort, this feeling of caring and connection, but it also can help to improve circulation. We can detoxify fat cells, helps to promote relaxation and reduction of stress, and then also what's called myofascial release. So our muscles are connected to each other and to your skin and to the bones by what's called fascia, which is just a connective tissue. And sometimes that gets locked up and tightened up. And so within massage, we actually can help to release those things and help things muscles glide past each other a lot freer, and that helps to decrease that pain and tension in the muscles. And those of you who are massage therapists, I would love it if later you would tell me any more benefits of massage. I'm sure there's a bajillion of them, but these are some of the major ones that massage in and of itself can do these things for you. And so what I really want to talk about is how we can take essential oils, especially pure ones, and we can kind of enhance these benefits that we are getting to really make it an incredible experience. So when you add aromatherapy to massage, and so really when we're talking about add essential oils, we're talking about aromatherapy. You get those aromatic compounds within your system. So benefits of that. So the olfactory nerves, which is your smeller, the nerves in your nose, actually connect directly to your central nervous system and to your limbic system. And your limbic system is the emotion center of your brain. So just by smelling something, you can actually affect your mood or your emotions. Just think about, like, if you walk in the house and your husband's been baking cookies, because mine did that the other day, and you walk in, you're like, ooh, chocolate chip cookies, and you just like, you get that feeling where you're like excited. Or maybe you walk past somebody in the mall and they smell like your grandma who passed away, and you get that nostalgic, like, oh, I miss my grandma feeling. Those smells are connected directly to the emotion center of your brain, and so we have that ability to affect mood. But not only that, these oils, because there's hundreds of chemical compounds in each oil, you can create so many other benefits with essential oils and aromatherapy, including promoting relaxation, alleviating aches and pains, dealing with inflammation and stress, uplifting mood, which we talked about, cleansing and detoxification, and then just overall health at the cellular level. Again, those oils can get into the cell, so you end up with that cellular benefit. So a couple of things, like I said, on the right, you can see those little images there of other things that aromatherapy can help with, especially within massage. So specifically, I want to talk to you about the aroma touch technique. Now, this technique was developed as a clinical approach to massage using essential oils, and it was developed by Dr. David Hill in order to help provide people with a really amazing way to experience essential oils that can kind of happen anywhere, anytime. It provides a framework for people to use these oils in a safe and effective way, and give them that unique experience to get overall wellness. But the beauty of it is really that it's very simple and anybody can learn the technique and put it to use. And so this is not only meant for massage therapists, this is also meant for those of us in our homes who have people who have just overall health issues, or maybe have had a really stressful day and could use a good, serious massage that not only just relaxes them, but also provides the health benefits as well. But I do want to make it very clear, and most of you who are massage therapists will know this, you cannot use massage for monetary gain without proper licensure, and that is the case in pretty much every state in the United States. So if you are not a licensed or registered massage therapist, it's really important to know that you can use this on your friends, on your family members, but you cannot charge for it. You can't make money off of it, and that was never the intention with the aroma touch technique. But there are massage therapists all over the country who are using this technique because it is amazing. So a little bit more about why this is so good. So our bodies are always trying to fight to get into homeostasis. And homeostasis basically just means everything in balance, everything in order. And so things that kind of affect homeostasis within our bodies are stress, toxins, inflammation, and any kind of autonomic imbalances. So what we want to do is apply these essential oils in such a way that we can reestablish that state of homeostasis, or at least get really, really close to it. And so we do that through 4 major steps with 2 oils in each one, and I'll talk about those in a second, which is stress management, immune support, a healthy inflammatory response, and then restoring that ultimate homeostasis and bringing our bodies back to where they belong. So let's look really quickly and briefly at the 8 oils that are used in the aroma touch technique specifically. And then as we go through each step, I'll tell you a little bit more about each oil. So again, the 4 steps are stress management, immune support, a healthy inflammatory response, and homeostasis. So within stress management, we use a grounding blend and lavender to help relieve any kind of anxious feelings, help calm and relax. Then for immune support, we use melaleuca, which is a tea tree oil, and a protective blend, which is really an immune boosting blend. to help kind of cleanse the system and boost that immune system. For the inflammatory response, we have a massage one that is amazing, helps to improve circulation and is very soothing. And then we also have a soothing blend that has kind of a warming effect that's great for aches and pains and is great for that soothing effect on our muscles. And then at the end, we use a wild orange and peppermint combination that is uplifting and energizing. It's revitalizing, it's invigorating. I mean, all these words that you can think of that makes you just want to smile and kind of jump up and down and get excited. So we use those at the end to really bring people back to a place where they're ready to start their day, they're ready to go on with their day, and it's really fun. I love these two together. I actually diffuse these in every single class I do. So I love them together. So couple of tips within AromaTouch is that these oils are intended to be used in this specific order, in this specific combination. You can use fractionated coconut oil to help to decrease any skin sensitivity. You don't have to, but it is there for you and recommended to use to kind of dilute out, make it go farther, and decrease skin sensitivity. We always want to make sure people are aware that citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you are using that wild orange, they need to know to kind of wait 12 hours before they really expose that to the sun significantly. So the fractionated coconut oil can help with the sensitivity, but we always want to educate. These 8 oils are designed to be used together because as you work through the massage technique, at the end, you now have the aroma of all 8 oils together, and it's really an incredible, beautiful aroma, and that's kind of part of this whole experience. So they say if you choose not to use a specific oil, for example, some people are very sensitive to peppermint or they really, really don't like lavender, then we will have people just omit that oil instead of replacing it with another one. Because if you replace it with something else, you're going to end up with a completely different aroma at the end. As opposed to if you just omit it, you're just going to be missing a slight component of it. If you don't have these specific oils or you choose not to use these or you choose a different set of oils, you can use ones with common aromas, common components, and common benefits in the same process of relaxation, decreased stress, immune boosting, decreasing inflammation, and then homeostasis encouraging. But it's not going to have the same effect specifically, and it's not going to have the same ending aroma, so it will be different. So obviously this is the technique that I love and I use and I recommend. So let's kind of dive into this. We're going to look step by step at how it works and each oil that we use. I have a short video for each of the techniques. What you'll find is that in steps 2 through 6, you're using a couple of the same techniques repeatedly, so I'm not going to show those videos over and over again because I want to be respectful of your time. But we will kind of look at how these techniques work. So the very first step is our grounding blend. This is balanced. It has spruce, rosewood, frankincense, and blue tansy, and it is my absolute favorite. It is incredible for relieving feelings of anxiety and relieving any of that emotional tension. And so it creates that sense of calmness and well-being, and it really allows you to create a bond with the recipient so that they feel comfortable, they feel safe with you. And so when we introduce this oil, the only motion we're going to do is the 3 palm circles over their heart, obviously on their back. And so I'll show you this video to see how this is. But again, the goal is to create that initial bond between the giver and the receiver. And then the other thing that you'll notice is starting from now, we maintain contact with the recipient for the entire technique. So I always recommend having your oils open and on a table next to you where you can reach them. Because that is part of that energy transference that we talked about, and you don't want to break that. So as we watch these videos, you'll see how the giver keeps at least one hand on the recipient at all times, and this is a technique that licensed and registered massage therapists use, and I love it because when they let go, I'm like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? So I love that, and so that's something that even more adds to the benefits of this technique. So let's watch this quick video. And y'all yell at me if you can't see this video.
Once the oil has been evenly distributed, place both hands over the recipient's heart area and in one fluid motion perform 3 clockwise palm circles.
So you'll notice now she's going to spread her hands one to the base of the neck, and one to the top of the sacrum. And that's the end of that motion, but she's going to maintain her hands on the recipient at all times. So step 2, this is, remember the first 2 steps, the balance and the lavender are part of our relaxation and reducing stress. So the next step, we have 3 different techniques all using lavender. And everyone kind of knows lavender as very relaxing and calming, and it's very soothing emotionally. And so once we've created that initial bond and we've made the client feel comfortable or the recipient feel comfortable and calm and trust us, then we can really begin the process of relaxing them. So anytime you introduce the oil, again, 3 drops is usually more than enough. If you're doing this on a child, you're going to use 1 and dilute it. If you are doing this on somebody with sensitive skin, you can dilute it as well. But you're going to introduce your oil, and then you're going to perform these 3 techniques, and you can add a drop or 2 in between if you feel like you need it. But we're going to watch these 3 techniques. This one, the alternating palm slide, and the second one, the 5-zone activation, you're going to use on every step up to step 6. And so pay close attention to these because we're going to repeat them, and so you'll need to know how to do them. And then we'll talk about the auricular stress reduction. So when we do the palm slide, what we're doing is sliding our palms, alternating left and right hand away from the spine. And we'll work our way again from the top of the sacrum up to the base of the head. And the reason we go away from the spine is because of our spinal nerves. So we want to be pushing things and signals and energies out the spinal nerves to the rest of the body.
The alternating palm slide begins at the base of the sacrum on the side opposite where you are standing. Slide palms with mild downward pressure away from the spine towards the side, alternating hands. Continue this sliding motion and move your hands slowly up the spine all the way to the crown of the head. Once you reach the crown of the head, repeat this motion 2 additional times on this side.
So you'll notice when she gets to the top, she'll leave her hand, her left hand on his head, and then move down to the bottom. So there's always contact with the person who's receiving. That keeps the energy there, that keeps it flowing. So you'll do it 3 times total on one side, and then you're going to...
You then transition to the recipient's other side and repeat the process.
So same thing, she kept a hand on his head as she moved herself around the table. Now you're going to repeat it 3 times. This is definitely best used with a massage table because it gives you better access, but you can do it on a couch, on the side of a bed. I lay my husband over the ottoman sometimes, so it just depends on what you want to do, as long as you have access to the recipient. So then she's going to do it 1 more time, again maintaining contact. And then once you're done with the alternating palm slide, you're going to move to 5-zone activation. So we'll show you 5-zone activation. So this is with the lavender still. So again, if you need to add a few more drops, you totally can. So we have 5 zones. So you're going to start in the very, very middle and move all the way up with both hands. And then this motion is going to move out and out and out along their back, but it's going to end in the same place, shoulders and head. And you'll see how that goes. And this is, again, just to give an overall whole body sense of relaxation. So that's zone 4. And these are maybe an inch apart in terms of their center.
Place both hands side by side on either side of the spine with fingertips at the base of the sacrum. Pull hands toward the head with medium downward pressure through the neck and up to the top of the head. This is the first of the 5 zones. Return hands to the base of the sacrum with hands further apart in zone 2. Pull hands toward the head with medium downward pressure. Upon reaching the shoulders, push hands out along the shoulder to the point. Rotate hands around the point so that your fingers cup underneath the recipient's shoulder and pull hands back to the neck, continuing all the way up to the top of the head. Repeat this same motion in zones 3, 4, and 5.
So again, you're cupping all the way around the shoulders and you're ending in the same place every time. I usually will use my middle fingers as kind of a guide. So I look at where my middle fingers were before and I move them slightly out, and slightly out. And that's my kind of center of where the center of pressure was for the 5 zones. So the next step is the auricular stress reduction, and you're going to stay at the top of the head for this one. So we are using reflex points on the ears to really promote some really amazing relaxation within.
Grip each earlobe between your thumb and forefinger. Using gentle pressure, work your fingers in small circles along the ear to the top. Upon reaching the top of the ear, slide your thumb with gentle pressure along the back of the ear, returning to the lobe. Repeat these steps 3 times.
So any of you who've ever had your ears played with, you know that this is extremely relaxing. So to add the lavender to it, again, it just enhances that situation. Awesome. So that's step 2. So when we move into step 3, we start moving into the cleansing. And so as we're cleansing, we want to do things like antimicrobial properties and things like that. So we usually use a melaleuca or tea tree oil. It has 90 different compounds and limitless applications. It is an incredibly powerful oil. And so we use it for the cleansing effects. So again, you're going to introduce the oil, and you're going to use the alternating palm slide, again, moving away from the center of the spine so that you're pushing the oil along the spinal nerves, because the spinal nerves go out from the spine to every single area of the body. And so by making sure that we're pushing along the spinal nerves, we're helping to kind of give a whole body relaxation, a whole body experience. So alternating palm slide, and then you're going to be doing the 5 zone activation, where you come from the base of the sacrum up to the base of the skull in the 5 zones, and around the shoulders and up the back of the head. So step 3 is the melaleuca. Step 4 is we're still in the cleansing and the immune boosting, and so we're doing a protective blend. In this case, it's On Guard. It has wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And so not only is it just a really beautiful smell and aroma, but also it has the cleansing properties and the immune boosting properties. So again, you're going to introduce the oil, you're going to use the alternating palm slide and the 5 zone activation, but you're going to add one extra step in step 4 and step 6 with those 2 specific oils that's going to just increase the overall benefit that we get from this specific oil. So this is the thumb walk tissue pull, and this is my favorite part. So again, we're along the spine and we're kind of grabbing with our thumbs and pulling tissue away from the center of the spine, away along the spinal nerves, alternating your hands.
Standing parallel to the side of the recipient, place thumbs on either side of the spine in the depression between the muscle tissue and the spinal column at the base of the sacrum. Move thumbs in small semicircles, pulling muscle tissue up, away, and down from the spine. Gradually move both thumbs alternately up each side of the spine in this manner, from the base of the sacrum to the crown of the head, using medium pressure.
So again, you'll notice as she gets up to the top, she's going to leave one hand on the top and move back down to the bottom. And we're alternating left and right, and we're going to repeat it.
Repeat this process 2 additional times.
So she maintained contact, and we're repeating again. So I won't make you watch the whole thing. So that's the thumb walk tissue pull. So we're walking our thumbs and pulling tissue away from the spine as we go through it. So that's step 4. So we have done the relaxation, we've done the immune boosting, and now we're going to move on into the anti-inflammatory properties. And so we move into Aroma Touch, or our massage blend, which has basil, grapefruit, cypress, marjoram, peppermint, and lavender. And it's probably one of my favorite aromas that we have because it is such a soft and sweet smelling, but it has that refreshing kick of the peppermint too. So with this one, we're going to introduce it, and we're going to do our two common techniques, that alternating palm slide on both sides away from the spine, and then the 5-zone activation with the aroma touch. Then step 6, we are doing more of that anti-inflammatory and kind of pain relieving. And so we have our Deep Blue Soothing Blend, which is wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, blue tansy, German chamomile, helichrysum, and osmanthus. And it is amazing because it gives this like warming sensation, and it's not like fire, you're not going to burn, but it is so, it's almost like somebody just put a heating pad on your back, and it feels so amazing. Now I have had people tell me that it's tingling and cooling for them, but for me it's always been warming, and I love it so much. And so we'll use a couple of drops of this and do the same techniques we did for step 4, the alternating palm slide, the 5-zone activation, and then the thumb walk tissue pull. And that really just helps to drive it deeper into the tissues and really get it so that we're having that deep effect of it. At this point, right after this step, your recipient is really going to feel a huge difference already. They're going to feel relaxed. They're going to feel like their muscles are loose. They're going to feel, they probably will feel a little bit of a relief of any kind of tension that they had. And it's by this point, they're already feeling amazing. I know from personal experience. And so when we move into the next 3 steps, all we're really wanting to do is kind of solidify that. We're going to say, okay, you feel amazing. We've cleansed, we've decreased some inflammation, we've gotten very relaxed. Now let's just say you are uplifted, you are encouraged, you're energized, you're ready to move forward. And so we move into the wild orange and peppermint stage. Now, I put them on 2 separate slides for the sake of space, but step 7 and step 8 use wild orange and peppermint, both together. You will put a drop or 2 of wild orange and a drop or 2 of peppermint and use them together. So the first thing we do is with the wild orange and peppermint is actually on the feet. Now our feet are awesome because they're a place where we can get rid of a lot of toxins, but also we can take in so much that's systemic. And so by addressing the feet, not only is it a further just a facet of relaxation, because a lot of people carry tension in their feet, but also it helps to provide this systemic energy and revitalization. And so when we look at the 3 techniques on the feet, they're all very similar to the techniques on the back, except just focusing on the zones within the feet. So we'll just watch those really quickly. And again, at the end, you can ask me if you have any questions. So this is our regional tissue pull. So you're just going to work your way back and forth from the heel down towards the toe, working left to right, alternating your thumbs and pulling tissue. You don't have to stop between regions or anything of that sort. The goal here is simply to cover all of the surface area of the feet as we work our way down. So you'll notice she's just with probably about medium pressure, you're going to be pushing and pulling. And some people are very ticklish, and I always find that if you push a little bit harder, you actually end up with less of a ticklish response as opposed to if you were to push lighter. But you can kind of see how everybody reacts to it. So that's the regional tissue pull. Again, working all the way from the heel all the way down to the big toe. Then we move into pinpoint zone activation. This is pretty similar to the next one, except it's with individual points of pressure instead of pulling. So you're going to work your way down your zones. Now our zones within the feet have to do with the way that the bone structure is set up. So once you get past the heel, you're essentially following the bone.
Next, work through zones 1 to 5 on the same foot, beginning in zone 1. Start at the point of the heel and move to the toes by alternately walking each thumb vertically through each zone, applying medium pressure.
So again, each zone corresponds to the bones of the foot. So you have your heel, and then it works down into a metatarsal, and then that is connected to your tarsals, which is your toes. And it just moves all the way down. So you're bringing that energy, bringing that oil all the way through each zone of the foot. And I'm going to fast forward this because every zone looks the same. So then this would be zone 5. You're coming out around the outside of the foot to the pinky toe in zone 5. And you work your way through every zone. And then you're going to repeat it on the opposite foot. And that was the case for the other as well. So all 3 of these techniques you're going to want to repeat on the opposite foot. So this is our 5-zone tissue pull. So we're literally pulling straight down the foot within each of the zones. And we're going to do 3 pulls in each section. So we're going to alternate thumbs. Zone 4, and this is a lot clearer once you see the actual person doing it.
Hold the recipient's foot in both hands. Begin in zone 1 at the point of the heel and pull your thumbs and the pads of your fingers with medium pressure through the zone so that your thumbs and fingers are pulling through both sides of the foot. Alternate hands. Repeat this process 3 times for each zone, completing the 3 repetitions in one zone before moving to the next. Repeat this process on the other foot.
All right, so that's it with the foot. Remember that this is wild orange and peppermint used together for their energizing and revitalizing benefits. So step 8, we're also using wild orange and peppermint, but we are moving back to the recipient's back. So again, without losing contact, you're going to work your way up to their back. You're going to introduce the oils, both of them, wild orange and then peppermint. And then you're going to perform the alternating palm slide, which we have done on every step 2 through 6. And then the kind of final step of this stage is the 3 palm circles again. So remember we did the 3 palm circles over where their heart would be on their back with the balance to introduce ourselves, introduce the process with the balance oil. We're going to do the same thing with the wild orange and peppermint as if to say, you know, kind of release them into the world and release them to be revitalized, be energized, be invigorated. So that's kind of our final step. Now, the actual final step, step 9, is lymphatic drainage, lymphatic movement. And some people will actually do that and then do their 3 palm circles to close it out. I like to do the palm circles first, move back to their feet, and then kind of be done. But it's kind of depends on your recipient and what you think that they would prefer and what you think will benefit them the most. So step 9 is lymphatic movement. It helps to increase circulation and promote lymphatic movement and drainage. So your lymphatic system carries a lot of your immune system, but also it helps to kind of decrease toxins and things like that. And so by promoting lymphatic drainage, we can actually help promote that detoxification. So it's really important once you finish this that your recipient takes a few minutes before they get up and start moving around, but also that they drink a lot of water and stay very well hydrated to help kind of flush those toxins out, because we have now started moving them around. So really quickly, I want to show you a little bit of what that lymphatic movement looks like.
Return to the feet of the recipient. Lightly place the palms of your hands on the bottom of the recipient's feet so that your arms are in line with the recipient's legs. Slightly lift the recipient's legs off the table to facilitate movement. Gently rock their body back and forth, pushing them away to stimulate lymphatic system movement. Repeat this procedure 2 to 3 times in 15 to 30-second intervals.
So that is the lymphatic movement. Again, it helps to encourage that lymphatic movement and drainage to help remove the system of toxins. So it's really important that they are very well hydrated. So those are the specific steps of this specific technique. We also have what's called the aroma touch hand technique, which I love because it's a beautiful way to just give somebody an experience with the essential oils in a few minutes. Some of the suggested oils just depends on what's going on with the person. So if they're really feeling like they need focus, then we can use our focus blend. If they're feeling like they need some joy in their life, you can use a joyful blend, or maybe they need to rest. You can also, based on your knowledge of essential oils, you can use a specific single oil. You can use an emotional support oil, whatever you feel like would benefit them the most. You're going to introduce the oil to their hand, and you're going to follow the steps, and I'll give you a website where you can find the specific steps. You're going to stretch the tissue out on the top of their hand. You're going to activate all 3 zones within their hand. You're going to do tissue pulls, just like we did for the feet. You're going to walk your thumbs down each zone, and then you're going to pull into between the phalanges or between the fingers, all with that essential oil. It takes probably about 4 minutes per hand. We always recommend doing it on both hands just so that you have kind of an even experience. But it's a pretty quick way to give somebody a really beautiful experience with essential oils without having them lay down for a 45-minute to hour-long massage. So this is just a cute little quote, and then I'm going to show you a video with a little bit more testimonies about this technique specifically. She calls it a day at the spa in 40 minutes, or dessert without the calories, because it's a heavenly experience and it's just as wonderful to give as to receive. Remember that these oils together create this really beautiful aroma by the end of it, and so the giver gets a really amazing experience as well. So I just want to show you this really quick video with some cool testimonies on this specific technique.
My favorite thing about the Aroma Touch is the power, the simplicity of it, but yet it's so powerful. To be able to do it on a child, on an elderly person, and to see results almost instantly. And even someone who's not having health issues, but just to say, let me make your day better today and give you an Aroma Touch.
I love doing the Aroma Touch technique because of the benefits that you get from doing it. I mean, I just breathing the oils while I'm doing the Aroma Touch is amazing. Doing it on Sally has been a wonderful journey just because of what the oils have done for her. I just think it's just a continuum of a better quality of life.
For me personally, the one thing I love the most about the Aroma Touch, I love the connection that I can have with my family, and just to be able to calm them down in a natural way and to have that connection. I also think it's important when you talk about the Aroma Touch is the touch part. I feel like that's a very important part of the Aroma Touch. To be able to have that human touch, I think that's something that everybody needs. And so the Aroma Touch can provide that to a lot of people.
The true beauty comes in the relationships. And I mean, we know what the oils do and stuff, but the relationships that you gain through your whole journey is wonderful.
I love that. So yeah, these oils can be used on anybody. This technique can be used on anybody. Like I said, if you're going to use it on a child, all I recommend is that you use 1 drop and you dilute. But elderly, pregnant, anybody can be given an Aroma Touch and have an incredible experience. So specifically, as you've probably noticed, the oils that are included in the Aroma Touch technique are doTERRA branded essential oils. So just a little bit about why doTERRA is an incredible company to get your oils from. As most of you who use essential oils know, you'll know that there is no regulation on the market for aromatherapy and essential oils. So it's really important to really be confident and know what it is that you're getting in the bottle that you're buying. So what happened is doTERRA's executives who are physicians, holistic practitioners, got together with some leading experts in essential oils and developed a standard Obviously, this is not a universal market standard, but essentially they said, okay, if we're looking at a lavender oil and we want therapeutic benefits of lavender, what chemical constituents would we expect to see in what percentage? What things would we expect to see none of? What things would we expect to see very low percentages of? For example, you should not see any lavandin in your lavender essential oil if it's pure. And so that's something they basically said, okay, well, what should we see? And they created a standard and said, this is what our standard is. And now every oil, every barrel is tested against that standard. All of our oils are sourced from indigenous locations where they grow the best in the right climate. There are absolutely no pesticides, chemicals, fillers, or adulterants. We also have something we call co-impact sourcing. So we make sure that we're taking care of those indigenous populations that are taking such good care of our plants and our oils. And then obviously you have the option for wholesale purchasing, which is 25% off retail with up to 30% monthly rewards. So there's really incredible reasons to use doTERRA. The power and the purity of the oils is the #1 reason, honestly. So we do have the Aroma Touch Technique kit, and I have one here if you can see. It looks like this, and it comes with your 8 oils listed. It also comes with a DVD guide with instructions, as well as a bottle of fractionated coconut oil. So you are entirely prepared to perform this technique as soon as you receive your box. It retails for $133, it wholesales for $130. You also can do an enrollment and get your wholesale membership, that wholesale account I was telling you about, for this kit plus a diffuser for $150, and that ends up saving you a total of $32. So I can help you kind of figure out if that's the way that you want to go. If you just want to try the kit to start with, you're welcome to do that as well. And so we can kind of talk through what options are going to be best for you to at least experience the kit. Use it, if you are a massage therapist, use it on a client or two and see what you think. So if you are not a massage therapist and you're using this at home, like I said, it can be used by anyone to benefit your family, your friends, those around you. And so those step-by-step guides and videos can be found at aromatouch.com. But again, it's important that you know the law. In most states, it's illegal to perform massage for payment without having a specialized license. And so make sure that you know whether or not you're legally allowed to do that, and make sure that you have appropriate licensure if you're going to expect payment from anybody. But really the purpose of this technique was not to be a money producing technique. It was to give people an incredible experience that's really going to help their overall health using massage. Again, I said safe for children and a beautiful experience for the giver as well. Now, if you are a massage therapist, you can incorporate these oils into your massage practice if you don't already. And again, I personally believe the doTERRA essential oils are the purest that you'll find on the market. And it's very important, especially if you're using these on other people who trust you, who come to you because they trust you, to make sure that you're using the best quality product out there, because you don't want to be using something from Walmart that's actually synthetic lavender fragrance, which I don't think any of you are doing, and putting them at risk. So it's really important. You can actually use the Aroma Touch technique within your practice to further enhance their experience. So incorporating oils is beautiful, and you can learn more about what different oils are used for, and you can incorporate single oils or 1 or 2 oils together throughout your massage, or you can actually incorporate this technique within your practice to kind of enhance their experience. Again, working them through that process with the 8 oils of the relaxation, the cleansing, the immune support, and the homeostasis restoration creates an even more powerful experience than the simple massage itself. And truthfully, you can supplement your income by cross-promoting the oils. You know, these people come to you because they trust you, and they know you, and they know that you have their best interest in mind. And so if you recommend a product, they will understand that you're doing it because it's in their best interest. So you do have the ability to supplement your income by doing that. So what's next for you just depends on where you're at in this journey. If you are a massage therapist and you're already using a ton of essential oils and you trust your product, then let's just chat and let me see if I can help you in any way kind of understand what to do next. If you aren't using essential oils and you would like to, then you can talk to me about that. If you're like, hey, I need to know how this whole income supplementation thing works, then you can get a free ebook from me. And the websites are here on the screen, but honestly, shoot me an email. Just reply to your registration email, or click my email address if you're watching the recording, and just shoot me an email and say, here's what I'm thinking, or here's what my experience has been. This is what I've seen in the past, or this is what I would like to see happen, and I'll kind of walk you through what I think would work the best for you. I also do free wellness consults. So like I said, I am a holistic health coach, and I will sit down with you and we'll look at what's going on, what are your health priorities, and kind of how can we develop a little wellness plan for you. So I do those for free as well. So regardless of where you're at in your journey, I want to be a part of it, and I want to help you, and I want to kind of guide you in the right direction and help you every step of the way. And I have product webinars every Sunday night. And so next Sunday, we will talk about natural and safe respiratory support, which is great because this time of the year, the seasons are changing, and a lot of people are needing to know how to support their respiratory health naturally. So we're going to be doing that next week, which I am really excited about. So if there is anything else that I can answer for you guys, just let me know. Does anybody have any questions?
No, sorry, my battery died.
Oh, that's okay.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
On the hand.
You froze.